How many burros do you have?
We have 86, and 34 horses. I'm sorry, 24 horses and 6 mules.
And for people who might be watching this, why don't you explain the difference between the burros and the mules?
Okay, a mule is a cross between a horse and a donkey or burro. Burro is Spanish for donkey, pretty much the same animal. So, father, in the case of a mule, father is a burro and mother's a horse. And if you see the mules, for instance, at the Grand Canyon, the riding size mules, father is a mammoth jack, a mammoth burro. We have one classic mammoth burro, the big black guy out there. He's a mammoth. Now he's gelded, but if he were still in one, intact, he could produce riding size mules. There's also the opposite cross where father is a horse and mother is a burro, and that is a hinny. And it's hard to tell the difference. There are some little differences. In both mules and hinnies are sterile. So.
And this, with all these animals and stuff, it must be pretty expensive to keep them all fed and happy and healthy.
Yes.
How do you manage that?
Well, we operate on donations, and we get grants occasionally. They're a little bit hard to get these days. Right now, our single largest source is individual donors. And this has been an interesting year. Last year was an interesting year. Last year we were 85,000 short of our budget, which meant we delayed things and didn't do some things. And but feeding is first on the list, and it's about $10,000 a month to feed. And sweetie, you don't need to eat. You think you do, but you don't. Yeah, this is Miss Flower. So that's something we always look for, and every nonprofit, especially the animal ones I know, is it's the economy.
Mm-hmm. And so with donations, people can go to your website, I assume.
Go to the website. They can certainly stop here. We have often people will pull up in front and feed carrots, and we have some little donation boxes out there in front.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with doing that, unless they leave a check, we can't give them a receipt because we don't know who did it.
Right.
But yeah, the website, and I'd encourage people, if they have time, to go to the website anyway, because it's a lot of interesting information there. Mm-hmm. And get a much better view of what we're all about.
So, and now, are you taking in any more animals?
We say we're not, but there are those occasions where we have to. Like these two boys here, we were not taking any more young jacks, but the gentleman was in physical trouble and financial trouble, and so here they are.
Mm-hmm. On these two, they have problems with their hooves. You were mentioning.
Yes, this was the reason that they came to somebody else's attention. The gentleman is in his mid-70s, had always done their feet himself. He had triple heart bypass surgery. I don't know how many horse farriers he called, but the ones he called were not willing to come out and work on their feet. So they're going to be a little bit of a project for the farrier. He's already looked at them and he'll be working on them next week, but they're going to be fine. Mm-hmm. And then we're not sure what we're going to do. We don't have anything other than this round pen for them right now, which is not an ideal situation. Mm-hmm. And we still have some jacks, but they're old. And I don't know how they'd mix. They are so sweet, so gentle. They love human attention. And we may try to find them, another place.
Mm-hmm. So when you find another place for them, do you charge for them to go to their homes?
We let them, we accept donations for placements, but I don't care what you call it, if there's a price that is part of the bargain, that's selling them, and I cannot sell living things. Mm-hmm. So the way I compromised with a couple of our board members was that they're certainly welcome to make a donation. Some have gone to homes that haven't, and some have, and